Hey everybody, it's Jackie Jing with Anime News Network, and Studio Trigger is epic. I mean, the sheer amount of power with their intense animation, they make incredible anime. And their latest work, a theatrical feature called Promare, is out in theaters here in the US this September. So we decided to break down the 5 best pieces from this astonishing group of artists that have frankly become legends in the 8 years since their founding. Before we start the list, don't forget to subscribe to the Anime News Network YouTube page and to hit that little notification bell. Alright, let's start. This show is about a cop whose head is just a skull, constantly aflame, and his bizarre, dumb adventures. Intentionally cheaply animated and intentionally stupid, Inferno Cop represents Studio Trigger's sense of humor on a broad scale and remains a fan favorite as a result. This one might be a little bit much for most of you, but if you're a weirdo, then Inferno Cop is for you. I'm a weirdo. So some would argue that this is Studio Trigger's most landmark work, and honestly, it's one of my favorite anime of all time. Kill la Kill impacted the anime fandom like almost nothing else back in 2013. This rollicking action show finds underdog student Ryoko Matoi and her sentient outfit doing combat with an enormous scissor endlessly with the fascist student council at her bizarre high school. And it all ends up in space, of course, because anime. And if you haven't seen Kill la Kill yet, why? Why? I mean, I'll admit, some of this anime isn't for the faint of heart, but yeah, go watch it. Because, yeah, you should. Now let's talk about Trigger's enormous homage to the tokusatsu genre that nearly turned it upside down. Formerly an adaptation of a show from the 90s, which you may remember as Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. You gotta love the 90s. Anyways, SSSS Gridman becomes so much more than that, commenting deeply on the genre itself and providing strong characters that become fandom legends, including the complex and challenging villain Akane. Real talk, Gridman is not just a tokusatsu show. It wanted to make sure that the audience knew that this is going to be different, and it is in wonderful and fascinating ways. Perhaps the lightest entry, but easily one of the most magical, Little Witch Academia began life as a short film and then had a second OVA that was famously crowdfunded, followed by an entire 25-episode series that follows the light-hearted adventures of the good-hearted Akko as she navigates the world of witch school. Comparisons to Harry Potter might be obvious, but Little Witch Academia brings the trademark Trigger creativity to the entire concept. And it's on Netflix, so go watch when you're done here. This could be Trigger's biggest work yet. It is a rowdy, intense, big screen ode to everything that the studio is about. World-famous director Hiroyuki Imaishi, one of the studio's founders and the man behind virtually everything on this list, crafted the tale of a big-hearted firefighter who does combat with a race of people called the Burnish, who can burst flames from their very hands and eventually learn to empathize with them. The film is overwhelming, extremely fun, and functions as a flawless distillation of Trigger's ethos. And you have the chance to see it in theaters this month. Alright, what did you think of the list? What are you excited about? What's your favorite Studio Trigger anime? Tell us in the comments below. And before you do that, make sure you follow all of the Anime News Network social accounts. Alright, see ya!